but I'm not sexy. I mean, I tried it on there for a second and we had a moment. I felt it. But I am not sexy and I know this. And the reason I know this is because I take bucket baths. Yeah, I take bucket baths. And I think we all know that taking a bucket bath is not a sexy activity in and of itself. Right? Like, you'll never hear a guy being like, Macha, you gotta go watch this movie, Macha, sexy bucket bath scene. You'll never see Deepika Padukone do an ad for Pantene Pro V for long, silky hair. That last part's the best part, right? Just to wash off all the soap and then just keep a little bit. You know what that is? That's bucket bath people pretending we're in the shower. I've had some major crisis before I came here, mainly because I wasn't sure if this scarf was working. I was only waiting for you, madam, to tell me. This is not even a joke. This is, I want her approval. And she has given it to me. Because when I got dressed, I was like, am I looking too much like I might have to announce, like, please put your seats in the upright position. Store your tray tables. We'll be bringing snacks around after the turbulence has come to an end. But then I was like, no, you know what? Take a chance, Rads. Do something different. The other day I was filling in a form. And these forms always want to know how old I am. Okay? And the way that I answer this question is I have a bunch of options and I choose one, okay? And so it's like 0 to 10, 11 to 20, 20 to 30, and they give that, there's little boxes and I go down the row and I figure out which one I belong to and I tick it, right? So that day as I'm going down and like further down, it occurs to me that in reality there are only 2 boxes. There are only 2 age categories for the human race. And they are young and old. These are the 2 groups. There are no other groups. Okay? It's young and old. And for anyone who's confused about which one they belong to, saying, I wonder which one I am, it's like, I think you already know. Okay? The way you figure it out is 0 to 40 is young, and 40 onwards. Exactly. Is old, okay? And all these other boxes that they have provided us is just so that old people don't have to call themselves old. And listen, the reason we don't want to say, old is a bad word. We don't like the word, right? We don't like it at all. And the reason that we don't like it, the reason we don't want to call ourselves old is because nobody wants to fuck old people. By the way, old people don't want to fuck old people. They're like, I don't think so. They do not, okay? And, you know, human beings, we're insecure. I came out here worried about my fucking scarf. I had to ask people for, I had to ask you guys for approval. We're insecure. We want people to want to fuck us. That's what we live for, you know? We may never fuck them. We may never even meet these people. But we want to know that somewhere out there is someone who wants to fuck me. That is why we don't want to say we're old, okay? So what we've done is we've given ourselves a whole new grouping, all right, a new category. And so from 40 to 65, it's like a 5-year period of adjustment. And we call it middle age. Now, as a middle-aged person, I have the opportunity to observe other middle-aged people in our natural habitat. And our natural habitat is the dinner party. Middle-aged people love a dinner party, okay? We're not allowed to go to clubs, by the way, that's why. We're not allowed to go to clubs, because we will ruin the vibe with our dance moves alone. So what we do is we throw dinner parties and we invite each other to them. our middle-aged dinner parties, there's nothing to look forward to. It's not like when you're young and you're getting ready to go out and you're like, yeah, I wonder who I'm going to meet tonight. I wonder what's going to go down. We wonder nothing. Okay? Because we know exactly who we're going to meet. And we know that nothing is going up, down, or sideways. And so, we have nothing to look forward to except dessert. Middle-aged people, our dessert is everything to us, man. Like when I'm driving to my middle-aged dinner parties, that's all I'm thinking. I'm like, I wonder what they're going to give us for dessert. And the last time they gave us a 3-tiered thing, it was like cream on the top and something else in the middle, and you cut it and it opens and explodes on you, and it's so amazing. I get to my friends' houses, I don't even talk to anybody. I say good evening to people. I have one friend, I just walk right up to her and I'm like, what's for dessert? And she answers the question like she is describing dick. It's what you want. It's what you've been looking forward to. Come into the kitchen, I'll show you. And I'm like, yes. Now at these dinner parties, you will also notice something else. And that is that men and women sit completely separately. Okay? At the middle-aged dinner parties, men and women sit separately, and it is not because we are feeling shy, ladies. It is because we are done. We have absolutely nothing left to say. And so we all walk in and we go to our corners. That's just the way it works, okay? And the men at middle-aged dinner parties, what they do is they stand together in little clusters, okay? So these clusters of middle-aged guys standing together, and the clusters are based on the athletic pursuit that they have decided to take up in middle age. Yeah. I live in Gurgaon, and I swear to God, at 43, every man has to run out and buy himself a bicycle. They all buy those skinny bikes, the little ballerina panties. And all you can hear from them is, dude, you got to get an aerodynamic particle compressed helmet. It's going to just rip time off your personal records. Like, shut up, aerodynamic. How fast do you think you're going? The other sport that middle-aged people think they can take up? Golf. Golf is like, how hard can that be? And at every dinner party, you'll have at least one guy doing this. Yeah, we're planning to go to Spain for the holidays, yeah. You never see a woman do that, a woman golfer. I have never seen a female golfer do this. Air sports is for men only. And y'all have been playing it since y'all were children. Like, I remember walking down a street with my two male cousins, like three little 10-year-olds all in a row, and suddenly one of them would just randomly... and the other guy would go... and then they just go back to walking. Like, what just happened? Oh my God. Listen, guys, air sports is completely meaningless. It is worthless. It is not a skill. There is only one air sport that all of you should commit yourselves to, and that is... And if you do that, we will sit next to you for the dinner parties. God promise. It is not just men who play games. It is women who play games. And we ladies play many, many games at our dinner parties. Okay? And one of the games that we enjoy playing, it is called, what supplements are you taking? This is a well-worn game that we're playing with great regularity. We walk into parties, we see our friends like, what supplements are you taking? And then we start listing them out, and it's magnesium, calcium, potassium, vitamin A, B+, B12, C, D, zinc, amla, aloe vera. That's not really a supplement. No, I know, but Ayurvedic is now allowed in the list. And also omega-3 fatty acids, very good for the hair. And creatine, are you taking creatine? And then we should take some whey protein. If you're working out, you have to take that. Yeah. And then we graduate to the next game, which is how many glasses of water do you drink? Because it's not enough that you take these fucking supplements. But my favorite game, my personal favorite, it is a game called If My Husband Died. Okay, it's my favorite game to play. It's like a fun fill in the blanks kind of thing. All right, so it's like, if my husband died, I would live in Barcelona. Okay? If my husband died, I would do this to my mother-in-law. If my husband died, I would have sex with whoever. All right? And for a very long time, I would pick the name of a younger person. If my husband died, I would have sex with a younger person. But this year I changed. I no longer want a young man, okay? I want an old man. And not older, old. I want a man who qualifies for 24-hour nursing assistantship. I want a man who wakes up in the morning, takes one look at me, and is impressed with the fact that I have my own teeth. You know the problem with young men? Hectic fucking activities. Too much effort, you know? Dude, let's all go out. Let's go. We'll take our bikes and we'll drive to Khosla. Okay, that sounds nice. How long is it going to take? Oh, 8 hours, yeah. On a bike? Yes. Okay. And where are we going to stay in Khosla? Dude, we're going to stay anywhere. Dude, just going to lie under the trees. Okay, forget under the trees. We're going to go straight to a fucking rave party and we're going to rave all night long. Like, I don't want to rave all night long, guys. I don't want to do that. Like 3 years ago, my friend had her 50th birthday and we raved all night long, okay? And the next morning, our guest house looked like the orthopedic wing at freaking Manipal Hospital. Yeah, we were handing each other ibuprofen and freaking crepe bandages and ice packs. We were not hungover, we were injured. I'm sorry, I don't want a younger man. I want a man whose idea of exerting himself is pulling on his compression stockings. That is what I would like. You are too young for me. But if you have a father, or even a grandfather, white people lived a very long time. It's a fact. It's a fact. But coming back to the age thing, middle age specifically, middle-aged people are the most annoying demographic on the planet. We just are. Okay, we just own it. We're very annoying. We actually say things like, age is just a number. Nobody else thinks that that is a legitimate way to answer the question, how old are you? But we do. Okay? 1 second. How old are you?
24.
You see that? Straight out. Show off. 24. But that's what they do. They tell you their freaking age. You ask my dad how old he is, 83 and a half. And 14 days. Like, I mean, but you ask me how old I am. Age is just a number. Age is just a number. Madam, shut up and write your age down on that form. You are at the RTO, we need your age. So that we can renew your driver's license, you blind cow. Age is just a number. Age is arthritis and heart disease and gout and In my specific case, the inability to hold in my pee. Yeah. You know, young people, please enjoy this while it lasts. Yeah, literally, like, you pee when you want to pee. You know? It's like, I feel like peeing now. I'm going to go pee now. I feel like peeing later. I'll go pee later. I pee when I sneeze. There's no question of choice anymore. It's almost like when going on, any of my friends are like, do you want to go to the toilet? I was like, nah, I'll just go when I sneeze. Young women, not allowed to fart. You get to my age, they let you do whatever you like. But young women are not allowed to fart. I follow you people on Instagram, so I know this. And also, you're allowed to do everything else. We've paved the fucking way for you to be big whores, okay? You should be grateful to us. All this alpha, I feel like, who do you think was doing it before you, bitch? You people can do whatever you want. You can fuck how you want. You can dress how you want. You're going to be body positive and sex positive, but you're not allowed to fart. You are not allowed to fart. And I know this because I was that age once, and I cannot tell you the amount of energy that I have used up holding in my farts. I am surprised I did not shit out a diamond. Women are not allowed to fart. You know why we're not allowed to fart? Because farting is not sexy. Yes? And as a woman, being sexy is our job description. Yes, we can have any profession we want, ladies, but the job description is to be sexy. Okay? So you can be a pilot, but you have to be a sexy pilot. You want to be a school teacher? Sexy school teacher. You want to be a comedian? Sexy comedian. Yes, that is what we have to be. The patriarchy has basically fucked us, okay? And by the way, they fucked the men too, because your job description is to be rich. You have to be rich, I have to be sexy, and the sexier I am, the richer you have to be. That's sexist mathematics for you. And I didn't make that shit up, you fuckers did. But I'm not sexy. I mean, I tried it on there for a second and we had a moment, I felt it. But I am not sexy and I know this. And the reason I know this is because I take bucket baths. Yeah. I take bucket baths, and I think we all know that taking a bucket bath is not a sexy activity in and of itself. Right? Like, you'll never hear a guy being like, Macha, you gotta go watch this movie, Macha, sexy bucket bath scene. You'll never see Deepika Padukone do an ad for Pantene Pro V for long, silky hair. That last part's the best part, right? Just to wash off all the soap and then just keep a little bit. You know what that is? That's bucket bath people pretending we're in the shower. I used to be so jealous of my friends who had showers. I cannot even tell you. I used to call it rich girl privilege, you know, because they could say things that I could never say. Like they could say, I'm going to jump in the shower. I'll be ready in 5. I'm sure they just said, I'm going to jump in the shower, I'll be ready in 5. But to me, it was like, I'm going to jump in the shower, ready in 5. Like, that's how it sounded to me. It was so sexy. You know, because I could never be ready in 5. Right? Because first of all, say it.
Fill the bucket.
I would have to fill the fucking bucket with hot water. Then I'd have to add some cold water. And I've added too much cold water, so I've added some more hot water. And I go back and forth like this until I get the perfect fucking temperature. And that is when I discover that someone has taken the mug to water plants. So now I have to bathe using that tiny little teacup that we all use. You know, the old coffee cup that's chipped and no one wants it anymore. That to keep your toothbrush, and take all that out and fucking start bathing with it. I'll be ready in 3.5 hours and see you guys there. Oh my God. The bucket bath, the scourge of my childhood. You know the other thing that I consider to be rich girl privilege? One night stands. Yes, one night stands are for rich women only. Because see, one night stands by definition are spontaneous. And only a rich girl can be spontaneous. Because only a rich woman is always wearing sexy underwear. What I have on right now and what a rich girl has on right now, there is an ocean of difference between us. Okay? Rich women, they don't even call it underwear. It's called lingerie. It's so hot, they gave it a fucking French name. My underwear is called underwear. It is called underwear. If you saw my underwear lying somewhere, you'd be like, oh yeah, of course, those are Radhika's underwears. Like your accent would change when you saw my underwear. It's true. It's true. It would. And to be fair, my underwear has not played any games with me. It's always been very honest. You know, it's always been like, listen, we are underwear. We are meant to be worn underneath a layer of clothing, preferably something that is not transparent. If you would like to have one night stands, please go and buy yourself some lingeries. We are underwear. Oh my God, I've been traumatized by ugly underwear my whole life. You know, when I was younger, my mother never had the sex talk with me. She never sat me down and told me about, don't have sex. She never sat me down and told me, don't have sex. Just don't do it. Nothing will happen to you bad if you don't have sex. She never did anything. What my mother did was she went straight to the market and purchased the ugliest underwear that she could lay her freaking hands on. You know, it was like, my daughter will die a virgin in these. Oh my God. You guys, I did not know that bras and panties could match because of my mom. Did they match? Where are they from? But it's not like I never had lingerie. I did. I remember my first set. It was a hand-me-down from one of my rich friends. Yeah, it was. She was like, listen, my aunt came from London and she got me this lingerie and it's a little bit tight for me and I've worn it once or twice. I don't care! Give it away! And I went running back home and jumped into it. And it was so uncomfortable. And I was like, okay, wait a minute. Have I got the up on the down and the down on the up? Like, have I put it backwards or forwards? Like, what have I done? Because maybe I don't know how to use this stuff, right? But no, it was all on right. And it was just freaking uncomfortable. And isn't that the irony of the situation, ladies? Something that is meant to make us feel good is so uncomfortable. Whereas my kache... 0% style, 100% comfort. That should be a tagline. A tagline for ugly underwear for women. Like there should be a whole product line, ugly underwear for women, that mothers can buy for their daughters so that they remain virgins. Right? Ugly underwear for women. And that should be the tagline. And the spokesperson should be Akshay Kumar. I feel that Akshay Kumar is the spokesperson for a particular level of product. Like I think this would be in his genre. Yeah. No. Women's ugly underwear. 0% style, 100% comfort. Shum, shum, shum. Or this is another tagline that I came up with, okay? Women's ugly underwear full coverage, full absorption for those moments when you accidentally sneeze. I don't understand it with my underwear, guys. Honestly, I mean, I feel like I've not gained any weight since I was 25. None. I have the same weight since I was 25 years old. But every decade, my underwear gets bigger and bigger. I was buying a small from Uniqlo, and I've decided I'm sticking with that brand because I want to check out this theory. I was like, is it getting bigger? And today, I'm an XL. For comfort, it has to be that. It just has to be that. Anybody here have a dog? Raise your hand. No harm will come to you. Only love. Very nice. Very nice. Very nice. I too have a dog. Her name is Susie. And by the way, I don't like this dog mom, dog dad rubber. We are not parents. We are not their parents. Like I said, some of you trafficked your dogs by paying money, and I kidnapped mine from the street. And so we are not parents. We're just people who have dogs. Okay. And we can love our dogs like they're our children. But we are not parents. They are children, we are not fucking parents. I'm so tired of this shit. It's almost as difficult, raising a child and a dog. I'm like, bitch, I don't even have a kid and I'm telling you it's not that difficult. Now that I've made that clear, I have a dog, her name is Susie. I walk her in the mornings and, when I walk her, it's very early. The only people awake in our complex are the guys who wash the cars, right? So the other day I saw this guy had finished washing this car and he was wiping it down with this piece of cloth. And this cloth was amazing, dude. He would just wipe the windshield and it was dry. Then he'd wipe the bonnet and it was like dry. And then he'd wipe the door and it was just absorbing the water. And I went running up to him and I was like, are those mine? Listen, I am proud of my kache. I am, because at least they can actually be put to some other use after I'm done with them, okay? Wiping down a fucking car. Because good luck, rich girl, wiping down your SUV with a thong.